discard butter crackers. This is a Ritz on a whole new level. What is sour starter discard, you ask? Well, I fed my sour starter earlier, and the leftover starter that I don't use to feed and continue the cycle is what you call the discard. Every time you feed your sour starter, usually you have leftover starter that you discard because it no longer has a leavening effect. The leavening effect comes from after feeding it. So this was fed, and in about 4 to 6 hours, this will be ready for use for leavening purposes. Now this is good for flavoring, not for leavening. So they call it discard. So you use this for waffles, you use it for pancakes, you use it for pizza dough along with regular yeast. So the discard we're going to use for crackers because we don't need the leavening effect from the yeast, but we want the flavor. We're using baking powder for the leavening for the crackers today. So sour discard is perfect use. It's going to make a great cracker, and it's easy to do and blow people away. You make your own crackers, you can shape them, cut them however you want to, and it's really easy to do. So I hope you follow me along with making your sour starter, and then you can make this too. We're going to use a food processor for this, and we're going to add 4 grams of fine salt, 20 grams of sugar, and 6 grams of baking powder. Then we're going to add 135 grams or 1 cup of all-purpose flour to that. Using the food processor, we're going to mix that up. We just need to pulse it a few times and get it blended nice and even. Then we're going to add 45 grams or 3 tablespoons of cold butter cubes, and then we're going to blend and pulse that just to get incorporated. We don't want to go too far. We don't want to warm the butter up. Could now add 60 grams of our sour starter. And if you don't have a sour starter, if you don't know how to make one, you can see my link in the description below on my video on how to make and feed a sour starter. Hey, if you like this video so far, hit that like button. We then want to stream in 14 grams or 1 tablespoon of olive oil while the food processor is running. Finally, we're going to add 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of ice cold water. And that's it. Your cracker dough is made. Next, we just need to knead the dough. So we're just going to add the dough to a slightly floured surface and knead it just to bring it together and get rid of the extra tackiness of the dough. You just want to gently knead it and add just little bits of flour as needed to keep the dough from sticking. Next, we want to pin our dough out, and we want to make sure that we roll it out very thin and even. The more even they'll bake. I like to use a dough divider for cutting my crackers. If you don't have one, you can just use a knife, board scraper, or a pizza wheel will work just fine as well. Once your crackers are cut, remove the excess dough, and then you want to dimple your crackers using a fork. We're then going to need to make an egg wash, so we're going to need 1 tablespoon of milk and 1 whole egg, and then we're going to beat that together before brushing it on top of our crackers. Crackers are brushed very well with the egg wash and even. We're then going to bake them at 350 to 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. And then we're going to brush them with melted butter with a little bit of salt. This is a Ritz on a whole new level. Thank you so much for joining me on Chef John Cooks today and watching this video. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe for more if you want to see more content. Follow me on this journey making things sour. We're going to be doing a whole lot more. I've got a lot more in store for you. And I'm not talking just bread. So if you've got an idea, you let me know. And I'll come up with the recipe and the method on how to make it sour. No matter what the recipe is. As long as it has flour in it, we can make it sour. Comment below, what do you want me to see you make sour next? One of the cool things about this recipe is that you can make these crackers into whatever you want. You don't have to use, you can change the flour out and change your percentages. You can use whole wheat flour, you can use spelt, you can use rye flour as substitution. As long as you keep the amounts, the dough is going to come out good and it's just going to change the flavor. You can also flavor the dough with different herbs, seasonings. You could also brush them with different flavored butters afterwards if you don't want to put it in the dough. Really, the sky's the limit, and this is a really great method to use to be able to make it your own. And that's why I wanted to teach this. Hope you enjoyed the first video I did on Sour Starter. I'm hoping to do a whole lot more videos in this series and show you something different than just making sourdough bread. Maybe eventually we'll do that, but for now we're going to try to do some different things that end up the norm. So hope you're enjoying the content so far. If you do, I hope you follow me. I'd like to teach you a whole lot more. Thank you so much.